Hello and welcome to Market Watch with Block, and this is primarily going to be a series about tracking Bitcoin and what the general sentiment of the market is doing. I'll be aiming to post this daily, Monday to Friday, taking weekends off because nobody wants to be trading on weekends. I will also be taking a few requests from our premium channel members, but also from the comments on YouTube down below. Of course, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and it is super important to hit the notifications as I will be releasing these daily. Now, if you'd like to get these at the spur of the moment when they're first released, then you want to be joining our premium channel. Check out www.blockpartytrading.com, and there you'll get posts like, you can't see it, but just on the Telegram, you'll get the BTC updates right up to the heat of the moment. Of course, it takes a little while to upload and edit YouTube videos, so these might be a little bit delayed, but they're still going to offer a lot of valuable information. So let's have a look at what Bitcoin's doing today. Now, as you can see on these ready populated charts, we can have a bit of an idea about where it's going, and it'll be a bit of a speedier run through for you if you're in a bit of a hurry, on the way to work, or just fancy a quick 5-minute break checking out what the market's doing. So we're going to be looking primarily at the 1 hour and daily and comparing the two to get both a more short-term and also a longer-term look at Bitcoin. And this will be an ever-populating and evolving chart, but you'll get a little bit familiar with it the more videos you watch. So as we can see, there's a few notable events that have been going on. Most notably, we saw a big rejection at the start of play today, BST or UTC +1, whichever time zone you fancy it, or the UK. And this came in at 49,390-ish. And what that kind of confirmed to me was that there is a bit of a downward channel starting to form with Bitcoin. Now, as you can see, this is my prediction line all the way back from the 16th of August. So it's pretty worthwhile joining BlockParty Trading's premium channel, as we seem to nail it pretty hard. Anyway, back to what's happening today. And we have shot down a massive, in terms of Bitcoin anyway, 5% plus, 5.23% plus to come down to the pre-drawn online support of 46,600. Now, this is quite a prominent price point where we might see a bounce purely because we're at the bottom of the channel at the moment. We're slowly coming into the 20D EMA just here, as you can see. And also, like I said, we're on a support of 46,600. Not only that as well, but we had this unfilled, totally unfilled weekly pivot. Now, if you don't know about weekly pivots, then if you see some price action like this, where it kind of shot straight up and the weekly pivot hasn't been filled, there's a very, very, very high chance that the price will come down at some point, usually in that week, maybe a little bit after, and fill the entirety of that pivot, as we can see here, and that has filled it perfectly. The couple of worrying things, which are mainly on the daily, is that yes, we have actually broken down on this very local support of 47.144k, and we are consolidating just below it, which could mean further downside. I'm hoping not, because we're on quite a nice little rally at the moment, but you know, we've got to be realistic. We can't just keep on going long on everything. I guess you can in some way with Bitcoin. But this was all tracking after quite a rapid rising wedge was formed just here, and as you can see, it was pretty textbook play. We broke down, retested it, and then shot straight down. Now, we did have a bullish divergence here, which caused a bit of a pump, and it started to form this channel. And as you can see here, the divergence is printed on the Alpha Suite. Of course, all of the indicators here that you see, you can get via the premium channel. They're all included in one big payment to make life easier, so you don't have to have multiple subscriptions in order to get everything. But they do give some very, very helpful, very, very strong signals, as you can see if you have a look through. But anyway, I personally believe that on the 1 hour, it's looking like we might see a bounce here, if I'm being honest, mainly because of this channel that's being formed. And I think there'll be a retest and heading back up towards this future pivot. The future pivot is a great little accessory on the Alpha Prime, and it gives an indication of a moving target, if you will, of the monthly pivot, which kind of acts like this weekly pivot in a way, but it gives a bit of a target for the price usually. So it can be a little bit OP sometimes, but hey, you know, get it, give it a go yourself. I do believe we're going to get back onto this track to 50k, and I think, judging on a lot of these supports, there's a lot of support to get through for us to head down. And we do also have this big news sitting here as well, which is PayPal in the UK announcement. You know, that's still a very real thing, and it doesn't actually go live until next week. So this was all hype that was bought just here. Of course, we tested the 50k, and a very, very expected sell-off happened. But of course, like I said, we haven't actually seen the basis of the PayPal crypto payments for crypto purchases for BTC, ETH, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash go live yet. So I would expect come Monday, we're going to see quite a large pump. So bear that in mind, guys. Probably start to think about buying some of these mini dips because we could see us retesting 50k much sooner than we think. So that kind of summarizes the 1 hour chart. Let's have a look into the daily because there's some interesting things going on here at the moment. Now, my prediction back on the 23rd of July still remains strong with a final target of around about 60 to 65k, you know, all-time high territory. And I think that's just going to be quite a natural progression, and it's going to smash through that as well, with targeting around about 100k by the end of the year. I don't think that's going to be too much of a big stretch, to be quite honest, but it's all about what happens between now and then. Now, as you can see, we got to the 50k where I was expecting a rejection down to around about 46, 47k, which we've just met now. I'm a little bit concerned now that this bearish divergence has just printed that we could see a little bit lower, especially if we break down through this support and also of that kind of downward channel at the moment. Then that's going to be pretty bad news, and we'll probably see 44k again. However, if we bounce here, then I think we'll be retesting 50k very quickly as per the 1 hour analysis. And, you know, just beyond 50k for me, honestly, is that big, massive psychological barrier. With PayPal going live next week, I kind of think that that will be what tips the scales for me, to be honest. But it really depends and hangs on what happens in the next 24 hours, if we hold this support or if we break down. Fingers crossed we hold this support, we bounce, and we head back up to 50k. But hey, you know, don't always go long on everything. That sums up our BTC analysis for today. Remember that we'll be posting BTC analysis from Monday to Friday. Various times throughout the day, so make sure you are liked and subscribe to the channel. Stick all of your notifications on so you don't miss them, and some very, very key analysis. We're quite good at nailing the big dumps or big pumps about an hour and a half before they actually happen. And of course, if you want more up-to-date analysis, then you can get that via our premium channel on Telegram, and you can sign up to that through www.blockpartytrading.com. Anyway, until then, guys, always remember, patience pays.